It's Chris here, also known as Manifest. I have currently just over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and I want to talk to you guys about Spotify marquee campaigns. So in your artist Spotify.com dashboard, when you have a new album coming out, you can run a Spotify marquee campaign so it promotes the new album or the new single, but there are some requirements, okay? And if you go to artist.spotify.com, they have their blog as well too. So it says, okay, I'm sold. How do I run a marquee campaign? Well, if you're an artist manager label based in the US, you will see campaigns tab in your Spotify artist dashboard. Okay, right here, campaigns, right there. And the desktop where you can use Marquee to promote eligible new releases. Okay, so what does eligible mean? Let's just click on there. It's not showing anything there, but the point is, to create marquees in Spotify artists need more than 15,000 US streams over the past 28 days, or more than 2,500 US followers. Now, the reason for this is because when you're doing your targeting, like if I spent $400 to promote my new album, all right? And so this is so that it shows as a pop-up when it comes out. I don't know if you've gotten any of those notifications on Spotify where you get a pop-up, but you have a choice of targeting different listeners, 3 different types of listeners. Recently interested listeners, okay, so those are your hot, and then you got your casual listeners, which, they're not so hot. We call those warm. And then your lapsed listeners, ones that haven't listened to you for a while, those are your cold. So the reason why they're saying this is to try and get engagement of the fans that you've had, to kind of bring them back in, let them know, right? To just throw the ad right in their face. And that's why they call it the marquee, because it's like the big marquee ad to let them know. And of course, recently interested listeners are going to convert the highest, okay, 13% conversion rate. And then your casual listeners, warm, they're not as hot, they're 12%. And of course, lapsed listeners, people that haven't, engaged for a while, only 7%. But it's still important to get these people back. Maybe they forgot about you, or they just hadn't checked you out for a while. You want to bring people back in. It's so important, right? Because then look how many listens I got. I got 8 people streamed. Look, average active streams from the release per listener after seeing the campaign. They each streamed about 8.2 times other songs, right? If I keep scrolling down, I can see how many saves I got. I got 802 tracks saved, 1,100. And so you might be saying, okay, that's great, Chris, but I don't have 2,500 followers yet. I don't have 15,000 US streams. Well, then I guess it's time for you to start running some Spotify ads. And like I've said to so many people, sure, you can run Facebook and Instagram ads. That's where I run the majority of my ads, because I do direct to sale, which I can't cover in this video. But you want to fish where the fish are, man. If you want to grow Spotify, then you need to be running Spotify ads. And so you just go to ads.studio.spotify.com. Okay, and it goes to ads.spotify. And start running some ads, man. You can run video ads, audio ads, and go right to your song, promote an album, right? And start blowing this thing up. So important, right? And the reason we hit 1 million monthly listeners is because I've been doing collabs, I've been promoting each release, pitching it to the release radar, and just being relentless. And I've started to invest in the marquee campaigns. So if we go to campaigns, I started doing this on, I guess, this was the first song I started doing it back in December when the first single, and then I did it with my EP, and then I did it with singles, and now I do it with every release that I got. My next release is this one coming out, which is coming out in a couple weeks, and so I'm reinvesting back into my business, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. Don't get so focused on the ROI. Get focused on the goal. Okay, get focused on a goal. Set a goal, 15,000 US streams. Set a goal, 2,500 US followers, right? Start running your ads in the US. Sure, double down. Do Facebook, Instagram, YouTube ads. But if you specifically want to grow Spotify, I suggest fishing where they already are. Because when you're running a Spotify ad, they're already on Spotify. So that it's like, okay, I'm listening to music on Spotify and I get an ad. I have the premium, so I don't get ads. But then it's like, oh, I hear that song. I can quickly just check over. But if I click on an ad that's on Facebook or Instagram, I might not be logged into my Spotify. I might not even have it. And so that's causing friction because I might not have the login in. So you're running all these Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube ads to promote Spotify, right? And so you're wondering why you're not getting the results you want. It's because you're fishing in a different pond. You're trying to get someone to come from one area and jump into another one. And so you're losing a lot of those people because they probably don't remember their username and login for Spotify, or they might not even have Spotify if they're on Facebook or Instagram, right? Like if you're running Facebook or Instagram ads to YouTube, you don't need a login to listen to YouTube, right? Like you just go straight to it and the ads play regardless. But that's not the situation with Spotify right now. And that might change later on. But I want to encourage you, man, set some big goals, baby. Set some big goals. Look, if you tick these requirements off, ask an admin on your team to follow these steps. So you go in here to book your campaign up to 18 days after your release date. So look, you can even do it after. So that's pretty cool. So you can even go in right now. Maybe you meet these requirements right now. You can go in and now go promote the release to your fans and get some more streams, get some more people promoting the album, right? And Spotify, of course, has all kinds of videos on this as well too. But currently, look, it's just in the U.S. But I'll tell you a secret. I'm in Canada, but because I have a U.S. credit card, I'm able to set that up, and that's how I was able to access this. So don't just think just because you're not in the U.S. doesn't mean you can't access it. All right, there's ways to do that. Is just putting your country as the U.S. inside of your account. You go into your dashboard and you change that, and then run a Spotify Marquee campaign. Man, I've been more than happy with it, and I can't prove this, but I believe that because I'm investing in the Marquee campaign, that's helped to get me more playlists, okay? On our, when you release an album, right, you can only pitch one song to the release radar, okay? So when you have new music coming out, upcoming, I've got a song that's coming out, I've already pitched it. This is where I would pitch it to the release radar and editorial playlist, right? And so I released almost every single song off of this album as a single. But then I had to decide when I scheduled this album for release, I hadn't released this song, Dead Man. I hadn't released this song, Break the Habit, and I hadn't released Doomsday. So but I had released all these other songs as singles. So I had to choose which one am I going to promote. Well, I chose Break the Habit. And so I pitched it to the release radar, and I click on playlists, and lo and behold, we ended up getting like 7 playlists, okay? And if you notice something right now, in the last 7 days, it's already not showing some of the playlists because it's now Friday. And so I'm probably not going to get re-added to this one, and I'm probably not going to get re-added to All New Metal because if I click on last 24 hours, they always update their playlists, right? So some playlists are only on Fridays when you have new music. So we'll see what happens. But the point is, I believe that when you invest in the Marquee campaigns, I think it betters your chances to get on playlists. So I encourage you to do that. And again, if you want to trigger these algorithmic, especially the release radar, radio, you want to make sure you schedule your album, your song, at least 3 weeks in advance so you can pitch it to the release radar. Looking for your newest release, it can take several days for your music to get from your upload to upcoming, depending on which distributor or label you use. I use DistroKid. I've used TuneCore. I use CD Baby. I'm currently using DistroKid. And normally it takes between 24 and 72 hours after I've scheduled it for it to even show up in here. So that's why you need to make sure you plan your releases way ahead, okay? And then I pitch it here. Then I go and I schedule my campaigns in here, and then freaking rock and roll, and we blow it up. Now, if you guys have not yet joined the 10X Your Fanbase challenge, go to 10xyourfanbase.com/live challenge. Sign up here so that I can train you for 5 days straight, and you can ask me any questions when you get a VIP ticket. Just click join the challenge, put your info in, and I look forward to seeing you. It's going to be on May 23rd. If you're watching this video after that, we might be doing another one in June. We'll see. It's not scheduled right now, but try and make it to the May 23rd one. I look forward to seeing you there. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So keep fighting for this dream. Go to 10xyourfanbase.com/live challenge.